I was working lights out 28 this weekend, but of course I had to go check on the UFC. I saw the ridiculous eye poke TKO restart of the fight, comeback knockout for Where's Waldo Acosta Cortez, which is who I picked, by the way. And bet on, by the way. So I was very happy to see that. The parlay hit for premium, the lock of the night hit for premium. Themba Gorimbo didn't look so good against Jeremiah Wells in a competitive one, but that's all right. We made money. You know who made a lot of money? Isaac Dulgarian was in what may have been a fake fight, which is crazy. Very rare thing. But the lines moved insane before that fight went down. And the finishing sequence, if you look, the hand fighting is not really going on. And it was strange because the fight could have ended so many different times. I mean, he was in multiple rear naked strangle attempts. So, when I first watched it, it didn't look like a fake fight to me. But looking at the evidence of the line movement and then looking at the evidence of that last sequence where, he peels the top hand and the primary arm's still up there and then he's just kind of flailing his arms around, not fighting that hand. Daniel Cormier roasted him for it. I don't know. It looks fishy. We'll talk about it. UFC Fight Night. Onama versus Garcia went down on Saturday and Garcia looked good. Garcia fucked his ass up. Steve Garcia is a fucking problem. All right. If you guys are in the free channel, that was the bet of the night. Okay. Bet of the week. And Steve Garcia looked good. Lets his hands go. Just more aggressive. Onama, kind of a slow starter. Kind of likes to dip his toe in the water first. Steve Garcia just cannonball. Lets his hands go. Gets into a fight. And it works for him. He puts people away. So, Steve Garcia delivers. Very fucking nice. And it's a big deal for him. I think he's right in the mix. I think Steve Garcia is an exciting fighter. The win streak you got to respect now. There's a fucking first round knockout in a main event, although it's a fight night. You got to put him in the mix. Where's Waldo? Where's Waldo? Could he possibly sell a Tom Aspinall fight better? Does a Tom Aspinall versus Where's Waldo fight possibly get a better storyline than this? Like, what could you have hoped for? Right? Tom Aspinall gets poked in the eye, decides, hey, I'm not fighting blind. Where's Waldo gets poked in the eye and literally like pounded out, TKO'd. And then he goes, fuck it, throw me back in there. They're like, all right, it's either going to be, they told him, you could hear them. It's going to be a no contest, or we could put you back. We could start this fight again. He said, let's run it. And he KO'd Delija very quickly after. And quickly is the right word. Because the reason why I picked Where's Waldo is because of hand speed. Look at the fucking hand speed difference, man. And it's not even that Delija is slow. I'm not even saying that. But Where's Waldo's a talented puncher. And he's able to swap back, He ate whatever it was, a jab, and boom, came over the top of it with the straight cross. Put Delija out of there. Followed up with some nice TKO, with a nice ground and pound, too, for the TKO. Very impressive, Mr. Where's Waldo. Very impressive. That's how you fucking bounce back. How were people doubting him? How were the odds? It was like minus 125. That was a steal. I know the optics weren't good with him getting fucking, but he got raked in his eye. Like, it's not fun, It's a great job by him. He got a performance bonus. He got a fucking performance bonus. And so did Steve Garcia. Gangstas. Boom. Had them both right. You know who I didn't have right? Themba Gorimbo losing to Jeremiah Wells, who is 40 or 39 or something. But was able to get top position on Themba, and Themba wasn't able to hold him down. Like, when Themba gets to top position, he doesn't do much with it, and he's not holding these guys down. It's like, brother, give me one or the other. Either I need some wicked elbows as this guy stands up, right? Or let's pin his ass down. Let's tie him up. Get the far wrist control. pin him down, half guard, pinch the knees, fucking get the shoulder blades flat. Let's soak up this clock. He didn't do either well. He loses the decision. It's really not a whole lot to say. Jeremiah Wells didn't fucking, blow the place out of the water either. But Themba Gorimbo, bit of a disappointment. Del Valle beats Isaac Dulgarian. I mean, I said most of it, man. Isaac Dulgarian was not fighting the hands in a reasonably intelligent way in that finish. I mean, it was right there. The primary arm was right there. He just had to grab it and pull it down to free his neck. And instead he just kind of, you're going to put that on top of that line movement? Yeah, I'm concerned. I'm concerned that was not a real fight. I was looking for the cues, though. Like, watching him in the cage before they started, he looked like focused and a little nervous. And, he's a good actor if it was fake. And then most of the fight, like pretty much the whole fight, all the way up until, he was in some deep submissions that he could have tapped to, and he didn't. So am I 100% sure it was fake? No. But the line movement, crazy line movement before the fight. Isaac Dulgarian was more than a 2-1 favorite, drops down to the -160 range quickly, which would indicate big money's coming in. And apparently there was big money on a first round finish in that fight, which happened, So interesting, right? If you wanted to fake a fight, because sometimes people will say this fight's fixed or that fight's fixed. That's not. That's like usually like a KO, right? Oh, it was probably fake. And it's like, why would you fake a fight via KO when you have submissions? Like, this is crazy. You would go out there and get your nose broken, get punched in the fucking mouth, and have to sell that. That's way harder to sell than shooting in and getting guillotined. That happens every day at your local gym. That's not a big deal. So you would think it would be a submission, which is what it ended up being. But then if you watch the submission attacks, like, dude, he was in some deep ones. I don't know what to think. Clearly some red flags. I would say the jury's still out because it wasn't that obvious, but the finish I didn't like. The no hand fighting on the finish thing. DC roasted him pretty good. Very fishy, Isaac Dulgarian. Very fucking fishy. You know what wasn't fishy? Charlie Radtke's grappling. I tried to tell you, motherfuckers. Charlie fucking Radtke is real good on the ground. And he really dominated Daniel Frunza there. He was able to get to that back quickly and dominate from that position multiple times, multiple rounds, and then gets him out of there before he hears the final bell. What, 30 seconds left? 31 seconds left. Strangles him. Fucking beautiful performance by Charlie Radtke. Got to give props to him. And now y'all know he's not just a left hook. Alan Nascimento chokes Cody Durden. We expected it. Billy Elekana chokes Kevin Christian. That was a fucked up one because the referee did not see Christian tapping. He was right in front, which is an irresponsible place to be because you can't see the hands, and there was a hand trapped in like the body triangle, or maybe he just had his feet crossed. And so he couldn't really, give a good tap. It's pretty fucked up to watch the referee butcher that, Yikes. Kevin Christian, he is convulsing on the ground. You hate to see it. You really do. That was some scary shit. When somebody wants to quit, you let them quit. Like, this is a sport and everything. That was fucked up. Billy Elekana, did the right thing, which is, fight till the end. Wait until the referee pulls you off. Referee, not the right thing. Timmy Cuamba getting the decision over Chang Lee. Close fight, good fight. Chang Lee got some grappling off. I don't know. Not the most entertaining thing I've ever seen. Donte Johnson guillotine Cedric Dumas. This was pretty entertaining. Cedric Dumas is a decent nail, Called this one. Donte Johnson was part of a parlay for premium channel. If you guys want to see who I'm betting on, direct message at Mike Finch'Show on Instagram. My guy T will get you in there, and we'll get you set for premium channel where I post my favorite bets. This was one of them. Donte Johnson delivers. Cedric Dumas is a criminal. He is not a great fighter, and I don't find that his focus, I'm not convinced that he's 100% focused on the fight game. And, his performances have sort of been showing that. The one compliment I started with, though, is like when things aren't going well for him, he does try to create opportunities for himself. He's a very freestyle fighter. He was just up against a powerful grappler in Donte Johnson, who also can knock people out. Norma Dumont gets the split decision over Ketlen Vieira. I thought this thing would go to split decision. The split decision goes the way of Norma Dumont. I guess Ketlen was in that fight. Alice Ardelean gets the decision over Ruiz. Seok Hyung Ko. Did my best, South Korea. I'm trying. Gets the decision over Phil Rowe, and Talita Alencar gets the rear naked strangle over Ariane Carnelossi, although Carnelossi was doing pretty good. I mean, Carnelossi's fucking, she's jacked. She's putting a little pressure, getting that Muay Thai going. You saw Talita Alencar take some deep breaths, shoot some panic shots in that fight. But in that third round against a tired Carnelossi, she finds the rear naked strangle. That's why having sharper technique matters. She has sharp jiu-jitsu technique, and she was able to come through with the jiu-jitsu in the opening fight of the night. Overall, a pretty fucking good card. Overall, a card where I make some money. I always appreciate that. Definitely excited about this card tonight. I'll be dropping my most confident picks tonight. So what I'm with AJ with money lines 7:30, 8:30, 9:30. So I'll be live like before 10 p.m. For most confident picks. All right. I will see you guys live in a little bit. Until next time, it's peace and love.